Now, the first thing I want to say in this video is, yes, I'm a Dolphins fan, and no, I'm not blaming the refs for the loss the other night to the Eagles. The Eagles are a better team. They outplayed us. They certainly out-physicaled us. And even if the pass interference against Mostert would have been called on the Tua interception, I really have zero faith that our defense would have held them in the end. Even if we tied the game, Philadelphia was winning that game on the field. That said, the question I have is, how in the hell did Sunday Night Football referee Dwayne Haight even get his job and put himself into a position to call 0 penalties against the Eagles the other night? The man had been suspended from reffing the ACC championship game over, quote, questionable calls and unethical refereeing. He was accused of bias in 2 games involving Clemson due to concerns that he graduated from South Carolina. Now, that alone is enough to make me wonder, why in the hell is this guy in the NFL? Of the 9 penalties called against Clemson, 6 were called against the Tigers defense, with Pitt facing a 3rd down. The 2 calls that upset Clemson fans the most was a personal foul call against Ben Bulwer for a late hit in the 3rd quarter when Pitt would have had a 4th and 1, and a holding call on Kevon Wallace after Pitt quarterback Nathan Peterman threw an incomplete pass on 3rd and 10 with only a couple minutes left remaining in the game. The Panthers went on to score touchdowns on both drives. Coincidences? I'm not so sure. Does it sound similar and familiar, Dolphin fans? It sure does. Now, like I said, I'm not blaming the loss on the refs. Every single one of us as NFL fans have been through this at one point or another with our own team. The league definitely has a problem here. They're going to have to find some way. I have been suggesting for years on my hockey channel and now here on the football channel, they're going to have to put the referees, or at least the referee representative, in front of the cameras after the games. In my opinion, this is something that would solve a lot of these problems. The players have to answer questions. The coaches have to answer questions. Why do the referees not have to answer any questions? And then, furthermore, how does a guy who gets suspended from one of the biggest games in college football get promoted to the NFL? Now, I wonder if the NFL is going to take a closer look at this situation. For a guy that was suspended for unethical refereeing, you've got him on prime time against 2 of the top teams in the NFL. It's not a good look no matter what, and everybody is starting to notice. I'm not seeing any fan base saying, cry about the refs more. There were Jets fans, Eagles fans, Bills fans on Twitter the other night agreeing with Dolphin fans that something didn't look right. Look, we're fans of our teams. We want to win, but nobody wants to win the wrong way. And again, I'm not saying the Eagles did. They're a better team than the Dolphins. But in certain circumstances, under certain situations, the referees definitely have an effect on the game and certainly could affect things to the point where a lesser team beats the other. Something needs to be done, or the NFL is going to have an even bigger credibility problem on their hands.